Yeah, sorry about that. I know it's weird splitting this up into like more than one part, but I accidentally realized while recording, I had to erase like I think it was like 30 seconds of footage because it was like I it was like it kind of revealed my full name and I didn't want that on a YouTube video. I was like, "Oh shit. I gotta fix that. I can't have that. I can't have that happening while recording a YouTube video. It'd be bad. You know how the internet is, guys. I'm not saying everybody on the internet is a jerk, but there are some people that are like they are jerks, and they will come after people that they don't like. So, lucky I caught that before I kept going. I was like, sheesh. Uh, but yeah, sorry. You know, honestly, I do really love Twilight Princess, and for the longest time, this was like the Zelda game. This was like the Zelda game for me. I always loved Twilight Princess. It's like why I have it as like for my laptop. This is like my current like my current wallpaper for the computer. But like I fucking love Twilight Princess. I love the Zelda series. I love pretty much like almost every game in the series. I'm not as crazy about the open world Zelda games. Probably as like other people are, but I still get it if people like them. Like they have their fans, they appeal to different people, just maybe not as much me. But honestly, Twilight Princess is just one of my favorites in general. You know, like you look at this artwork, and for me, this is like peak no, peak Zelda art style, in my opinion. It's like I really, I really, 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 really adore this game. And well, like I recommend it if you love story-driven games, action adventure titles. Like sure it's easy and it's by no means I don't think it'll challenge most people, but I feel like it's a game that like honestly it's storytelling, it's characters like Midna, you know, like this guy in the corner. Like I love this dude. He is such a dork. He is such a, you know, everybody likes to act like oh he's intimidating at first, but the only reason this guy even had any intimidation value at first because of fucking Ganondorf. Fucking Ganondorf like gave Zand his dark powers. Like that's the whole reason. It's not cuz as Matthew Matosis mistakenly said, oh the writers they shat all over the character at the very end and made him look like a goofball. I'm like, no dude, I think they were trying to make a point about power, not all power not all power can be wielded properly. And if not wielded properly, like the Twilight's false king, it can be used to undermine the humanity of, the characters, and even the denizens. Like, you're just kind of like taking advantage of, really, just taking advantage of what they've done for your kingdom. There we go. That's better. Also, Samurai Jack. I mean, I don't know. Who the hell has not watched Samurai Jack? Well, maybe one or two of my friends. I don't know. I don't know how they. But I really would like everybody at some point to be like, yeah, let's watch some Samurai Jack. He's got to go back to the past to stop Aku. He's just, I pretty much love all these seasons. This is this is cool. Sorry. And I know season 5, I know on the internet, I know this is divisive, I know because the ending, and, it was a little rushed. I know it didn't end perfectly for everybody, and, I respect everyone's opinion. But honestly, I feel like season 5's hate to me is mostly one where I say, I really don't mind a lot of its quote-unquote flaws. Like, I think it's cool. I like that Adult Swim. I love that Adult Swim brought it back. I'm glad that it did have an ending, and even if you hated the ending, there was like 2 other different endings, so it's like, it's kind of like take your pick. I think it's like fine, I think honestly, I still love season 3. Like, I still love season 5. I still love like all these seasons. Really, they're all simply a delightful show. One of Gennedy's best, in my opinion. All right, now we move on to the desktop. As we see. Some things are not the best organized. My external drives, Full Metal Alchemist manga set, which, Full Metal Alchemist, pretty cool. But, mostly I just have it as is. My mom, put these plushies in this order, and I said, I like it this way. Sorry, let me move this. I got some of these at a flea market sale. The Sonic and the Amy's, Stitch. I got Anya in a nerd store, like the Anya plushie. I was like, it was nice, honestly. It's a really nice set of plushies. Oh yeah, and here's my for the wallpaper for my other computer. This is Usagi's little transformation thing from Sailor Moon. It's cool. And, my other stuff, VPNs, OpenVPN, Black Mesa, which is a pretty cool game. All pretty cool. UFO 50. Generally, I thought... this is where I mostly do my gaming, honestly. This and my Steam Deck, which I showed before, but I might show off, like, the emulation station on here. Like, show off some stuff I have installed here. Sorry. I got so much. And compared to, like, the other emulation station for my laptop, this, like, I've finagled with this a bit more, so it's like a lot more developed. Let me just pick a random thing at random. Let's do Game Boy Advance. Like, this one actually shows the covers and the videos. GoldenEye 007 Everything or Nothing. Dr. Mario Puzzle League. Some other ones. This game, which... Oh, this is developed by Treasure. That's cool. It's like, so I assume it's like a sequel, or... It's a sequel to the Sega Saturn game. That's pretty cool. I do love just how, like, Emulation Station, you could just put all these boxes and other shit on here, videos, descriptions, developer, publisher. Look, you can you even see a little, you can see it, what the game's like. Manual. You have a little music to go with the gameplay video. Some other stuff here. Let me just pick a random thing. Oh, Bomberman. There we go. I never played this one though, but I remember Bomberman Generations being a good game. Bomberman Generations is fun. You know, I think it's a cool game. I don't know, there's other stuff I have on here. It's not just Game Boy Advance. Let's see. Let's do GameCube. Let's do GameCube next. Oh yeah, 007 Agent Under Fire GameCube version. We got this stuff on here, but Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. You know, which I heard for the longest time was always a pretty cool game. Let's see, what's another one? Let's do Killer 7. Fucking love this game. I fucking love Killer 7. Like, it is such a cool ass little game by like, you know, like Suda51 and Grasshopper. Like it is so fucking cool as shit. I don't know if I agree with the genre though. Light gun shooter does not fit it that well. I would call it more of an action game with light puzzles and an intriguing story. Puzzles. Ah, yeah, definitely. Kurin Squash, which this game's pretty fucking underrated. You know, I gotta thank one of my friends on Discord. He got me into these games. I remember getting kind of intrigued because, you know, I always knew this as like a Smash Brothers assistant thing, you know, or trophy, but I never played the games before this year. And like Kururin Squash, you know, and the other Game Boy Advance games are pretty cool. They're pretty well made in my opinion, like pretty good obstacle course games with a rotating like ship. What you see is what you get. It gets the most mileage out of such a simple concept of game design. I very wholeheartedly recommend it if you want something simple, straightforward, to the point. And then there's The Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventures. This is a pretty cool, like, you know, it's a cool little top-down action adventure Zelda game. I love the multiplayer aspect. One day, I would love to do multiplayer with one of my friends on Discord. I'm thinking someday. I feel like asking one day, like one of my friends, like, hey, want to do 4 Swords Adventures through Dolphin? I think that would be so fucking cool, honestly. Like, you know, I would love to do it, like, with friends. It's so cool. There's some other stuff. Let's see. Automata Lisa. It's that game I always hear in, like, test videos for GameCube games on Dolphin for computers. Like, this game looks pretty cool. Like, cel-shaded, nice racing game from, like, the early 2000s, made by Capcom. Capcom's golden age, in my opinion. I love this shit. Let's see what else. Oh, and this was the one I was thinking of. Bomberman Generations. Bomberman Generations is so fucking good. You know, like, very simple game. You know, you know how to play a Bomberman game. Put the bomb down, blow up the enemy, don't get hit in the blast. You know, like the multiplayer of this game was pretty fun, but the single player is also really good too. I wholeheartedly recommend these games. Oh yeah, and Bomberman Jetters. I remember being just as cool to me. These were my, you know, my childhood Bomberman games. Just like 100 like Bomberman games. And I know like my friend asked me at one point, one of my friends on Discord asked me about if I ever saw the 8 hour every Bomberman video, like every Bomberman game reviewed video, like, but I remember saying, no, you know what? I think I don't think I'm interested in an 8 hour video, even if I like, I like Bomberman, but I like them more casually, not like I'm not a die-hard enthusiast. But I think it's cool that there is an 8 hour video on YouTube. Quack Attack, which is like going quackers, how I know it as. It's like a Crash Bandicoot clone. I remember playing this as a kid. It's fun. Fucking love this. It's like, it's not even like amazing or difficult game, but Donald Duck going quackers is just fun. It's nothing that'll like challenge an adult, but it's a nice breezy game. You can never go wrong with like early Disney games. Early Disney games can be pretty good. Donkey Konga. Oh yeah. I remember this being alright. I didn't think it was that amazing. Of like, well, like it's a good rhythm game. It's decent, but I think compared to like other ones that I hear of, like there's probably a lot better out there. I'm sorry guys, but the music of Donkey Konga for the American version is fucking. I think they went with fucking terrible choices for some of them. Like, who the fuck cares about the BINGO or like some of these? Like, they didn't even pick that good like song selection for the American version. And then there's a sequel, more of the same, goodish rhythm game, but I really wish we got better music here. Like, come on, this shit's not like the most amazing. Then there's Donkey Konga 3, Donkey Konga 3 is like, it's like the best of the trilogy, so I've heard. But what I say is, I don't know, I guess like I'm more maybe given what I've heard, that these games can only go so far given they are rhythm games. Not bad by any means, but not on the highest of my interest. Sorry, let's see, what else? Kirby Air Ride, which this game's pretty fucking cool. I love Kirby Air Ride. I think this is a cool racing game. Big city mode's cool. I love the top-down races. It's about as cool as you expect, Nothing like, it's nothing that extreme or out of the ordinary, but it's just nice. It's such a nice, delightful racing game. One of Masahiro Sakurai's best, in my opinion, and I've heard the new game, Kirby's Air Riders, is even better, in my opinion. Well, it's even better from what I've heard. Sorry. Yeah, the Mega Man collection from the 2000s. Pretty cool. I like Mega Man, Like, I genuinely do. I think... I love the game being shown here. Mega Man 8 is pretty cool. Mega Man 8 is a really, really good game. And, like, while it's not my exact favorite Mega Man, like, it is a pretty good showcase of, like, most of the classics. Like, most of the ones people care about. Like, even if that means no Mega Man and Bass, or, none of the, I guess, the portable ones. Most people, I guess, don't care about those. Nintendo Puzzle Collection. A lot of cool shit here. You have, Panel Depon, Dr. Mario, Yoshi Cookie, nice GameCube remakes, a very well, in my opinion, really good puzzle games. I know it's not everybody's, like, I know it's not everyone's, like, I know it's not everyone's main thing, but I really do like this game, you know? I like this collection. I think each game on offer makes for a very solid collection. And in general, I would recommend Nintendo Puzzle Collection. I think it's fun. But I get if someone isn't hardcore about these. I'll just pick a random, just start a new one, because it's like too much. Let me do Wii. Oh yeah. Fuck yeah, this is such a good remix. God, I fucking love this track, and I never even played this version yet, but holy fuck. Holy fuck. I'm trying to remember if any of the new like Castlevania collections, like, I don't even know if they have this. It's so fucking sick. So fucking sick in my opinion. Mega Man 9. In my opinion, I think this game's overbashed nowadays. I don't get why like a lot of classic Mega Man fans, why they get so mad at this game. Like, oh man, it's like Mega Man 2, but harder. I'm like, is that such a bad thing though? Because I'm like, I get on a sequel level, I get it's not as impressive, but I just think, dude, Mega Man 9. Mega Man 9 is a well-designed game, and it does use the Mega Man 2 limitations to make a better Mega Man 2 like game than Mega Man 2, in my opinion. And I won't tolerate any Mega Man 9 slander. I think Mega Man 9 is not a bad game. I think people just sometimes are confused and don't understand the context of the game. They just kind of assume, well, it's Mega Man 9, so clearly Mega Man 9 should follow up the mechanics of Mega Man 8. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but that just wasn't the context of the game in 2008. It was pretty cool, just, I'm sorry, but I just don't agree with the current Mega Man community on this. Muramasa the Demon Blade. Pretty cool. This is a pretty cool game from what I can see. I always had this on my to-do list. I love shit like this. Beautiful art styles, majestic music, nice simple combat. Nothing amazing, but I love shit like this. It's so cool. Like, there's other stuff here too. Punch Out's cool. Punch Out for Wii, one of the best reboots I can think of. Like, in my opinion, like, nah, I don't get why they won't just make a new one. Like, clearly a lot of people do play these still. Like, maybe not in the mainstream audience sense, but like, you ever watch a Summoning Salt video and they're always doing the quest to beat like Mike Tyson, or the quest to beat a personal best. Like, bro, like, a lot of people play Punch Out, in my opinion, so I don't see why it can't have a new, like, I don't know, why can't it have a new game? Like, why is Nintendo so stubborn? Don't like it. Ooh. Pro, look at that. Super Paper Mario. My opinion, pretty cool game. Not as good as, like, the Thousand Year Door, but, judge it on its own merits. It's a pretty cool game. I know one of my buddies, Red Guy, I know he wasn't big on it, but, personally, in my opinion, I think Super Paper Mario is not, like, I don't think it's, like, a bad or disappointing game. I think judging it for what it is, like, judging it outside the context frame of, oh, it's not like, you know, it's not as good as it could have been, or not as good as the Thousand Year Door. I think Super Paper Mario is cool, and I just can't. I don't know. I think it has one of the best stories in a Mario game, unironically. It's so cool. So cool, honestly. I don't know. I'll do one more, and then then I'll just stop. I'll stop recording for tonight. Trying to think of one. PC98. Let's do PC98. Fuck yeah, Touhou. Well, you know, these are the early Touhous before, like, the series... Well, the series became way more, like, popular, but Touhou on PC98 is quite the vibe, honestly. I quite enjoy a lot of these. They're really cool, they're very charming, well-made games, mostly, and I enjoy them. Like, they're all pretty cool. Though... yeah, like, nah, I do love Touhou. Touhou's fun. It's a nice bullet hell game. You know, and I would like if every Touhou fan, like, if they should give all the Touhou games a try. Like, even these older, like, the older games, you know? I love this shit. Hold on, that's not even all of them. Fucking yeah, look at that. This one's like the I think this is like a multiplayer one, not like a multiplayer shmup, where you're kind of like shooting garbage at the other player. Like, these are cool. I like them. Yeah. Yeah, like, all of these are cool. I like them. And then this one, for whatever reason, I don't know why it doesn't show, but I don't know, there's a lot here. There's a lot to enjoy, a lot on offer. And I very much love playing Touhou. Touhou's cool. Touhou is well designed. You know, like, you know, there might be some weird quirks of Touhou games, but I always did really love Zune and his design philosophy. You know, it's so weird because I'm more casual on a lot of shmups. Like, I do like him, but I can never get it to the point like, oh, it's like the only thing maybe one hardcore arcade gamer like can play all the time. Like, I think at some point I always say most of them are like too tough for me. But like Touhou is fun. Touhou's fun, and I always enjoyed the cute characters like Reimu, Marissa. They're all really well made. Well, like, really well made. At least the ones I played, in my opinion. And that's gonna be it for this, like, showcase. Like I said, there's a lot left. There's a lot of stuff that I still have to, like, get out of storage. You know, there's not everything is quite, like, fully set up, but compared to, like, where I was even the first week of moving in here, I feel a lot more at home, you know? And honestly, it makes me thankful that even when I was getting sad and I went through all this hard stuff in life, I never, you know, I'm glad I had my friends. I'm glad I had my parents help me through this difficult time. I'm very thankful for all my friends, for all my family. You know, I'm very glad to get through this. Like, it's a very difficult process. Just moving in general is like a Herculean task. So you understand why I have this sort of tone right now. You know, I'm a lot more thankful, more appreciative. I get there are like people even, you know, less, you know, there's people that have it harder than even me, you know, and I'm just a middle-class white American. just to consider, just consider if you're homeless. It's devastating, and I just I'm really glad I'm really glad that things worked out. I'm glad it all worked out. I'm glad I was able to get through this hell of a move. Oh, sorry. And I'm glad it wasn't difficult. Sorry. I'm glad it wasn't to the point where I ended up on the street. I think it's just a lot on me, It was a lot on me. I needed that break. I felt so stressed. I felt like a lot of times depressed. And I know sometimes I don't always say it, but I should say to even just my mom and dad, I'm thankful. I'm just thankful they helped me. I'm thankful to have a place to live. I'm thankful for all the stuff they do for me. I'm thankful that my friends helped me for this difficult time, just even, giving me morale support, saying good luck. I hope you get through it. I hope that, I hope that you can find a place, and I'm glad I did find a place. I don't know, it's a very difficult world, guys, I love each and every one of my friends. I love each and every one of my, I love my parents. I love my mom and dad. Sometimes I have a lot on my mind, and there are times where I get mad, I get frustrated, I might even get cynical sometimes, but I try to live life to the fullest, or live life knowing to be happy and to help people that, help people whenever I can out there, because you never know in these these difficult times. You never know what people go through until bam, you just see that through life experience. It just kind of got reminded of that, months ago, just being reminded of how difficult it was being on the road, dealing with all this shit. That's why every single day, now I'm just thankful, I'm probably in January, after Christmas, I'm gonna try with my dad, try to get back on my feet, go back and do landscaping, go back and trying to be more positive than negative. Don't give into negative intrusive thoughts. I know that can be hard. I'm not perfect at it. I know there'll be some days I'm just feeling icky or not my best, but I'm trying to be more, trying to be the best version of myself that I can be. That is all I can do. That's all I could ask people. I'm not, even just asking myself, not even asking people, just even myself, I'm always, at the end of the day, gonna be thankful. And I hope you all have a wonderful night, a wonderful evening. I hope you have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate. I hope you all have a wonderful, amazing, and beautiful, beautiful day. I'll see you guys maybe sometime in the future. It's, how to be. Goodbye.